Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here, welcome back to another Brave 9 video. Now today's video is going to be a bit different. So I am now helping some of my Discord members actually to try to come up with formations. So I figured why not take this opportunity to make a video as well. So if you guys are in the low rank, perhaps in the diamond rank or crystal, I'm going to assume that these players are perhaps in either platinum, diamond or crystal, otherwise they won't be asking for help. It's very unrealistic for Sapphire and Ruby players to be asking for help because I'm sure those players are familiar with team building. So this is going to be a different format of video, so do give me some feedback and please let me know if you guys would love to see more of this in the future. I'm thinking of like doing this, if it's possible, perhaps make this into a series if it can help more players to understand building formations. So why not, right? Alright, so let's get into it. Okay, so this is the formation that I'm trying to build right here, or this is what we have. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit difficult. Benchina, okay, he has Rafitia right here. Alright, first thing that I notice is I want to look at the supporters first. So there's Rafitia right here, right? We have Galania and we have Veronia. So in my opinion, 3 supporters is overkill. Alright, ideally, I would say try to avoid using too many supporters because one of these, their roles could be replaced. And having Rafitia and Galania is really risky. If enemy has Mamonair, if enemy has something like Velter, they nullify both Rafitia and Galania's buffs. And in that case, it basically renders them useless, right? You have strong warriors with 2 buffs and that just gets instantly removed. So something like Veronia is going to be really solid and really strong. Ideally, Scylla will be better, but in this case, Veronia buffing Alec is really strong. So we're going to try to hopefully achieve that. So again, it doesn't matter how it is in terms of top, bottom, or middle. But I don't think there's a reason for this guy to go to this middle lane, alright, because his Galania is not plus 10. He doesn't have the cross tower range, or else this Veronia would have been inside. So there's a lot of problems with this formation for sure. Number 1, Galania buffing Veronia. That's a huge waste. Why would you protect a Veronia and give Veronia a second life? Like, you have Natus, you have Ventana, you have even Benchina might be able to benefit from it, but obviously you don't want to put her right here in the middle. So there's a lot of things we need to fix, but first things first, we gotta know who to eliminate. So what if we take Rafitia out? Can this formation still work? Alright, based on the information that I have, this Natus apparently is a plus 12, the Alec is 15, Seto is 15. That's what I know. He posted in Discord, so I'm going to assume that that's the case. So we're going to take out Rafitia. So the main focus right here, alright, who is the main damage dealer? We have Alec, we have Natus. Alright, so these 2 are going to be the one dishing out the damage. And you honestly don't really need Ventana at this point. It's very weird for you to be using Ventana if you use Natus, right? Natus has Ignore Taunt. So if the Gran is on this lane, on the bottom lane, your Natus is screwed anyway, so having a Ventana, I don't know. It's probably not going to work that well, especially if you're going first and especially if enemy is delaying it that late. And in the current meta, I've mentioned this a lot of times, Galania buff Gran is really something that you see a lot, extremely cancerous, and Ventana doesn't solve that for you. So I think she can be replaced with someone else right here. So in my opinion, she is going to be worth replacing. So that leaves all of these remaining units. And based on what I can see, okay, so there's a Yuri right here that seems usable. She is a 5-star plus 11, Lyudmila plus 14, Christina plus 15. Okay, so anyone else is probably pretty bad right here. There's a Lucius plus 0, Livia's plus 0. I'm not sure how good is Livia plus 1 at low rank. I think she's somewhat manageable, but that lack of range, number 1, and that lack of direct damage is, I don't think there's a value right there. So having Alec is already good enough. But you know what? I'm going to say slot in a Christina right here. So this is what I would do to fix up this formation and hopefully improve it. So since I don't have Alec, I'm going to use something like a Who's a good representation? Alright, we're gonna use Duen. I will use Duen as a representation to replace Alec. Okay, so hopefully that's gonna give a sound idea. Christina. Okay, so Seto can still be used for sure. Okay, so I'm not sure what plus is this guy's Bane. So there's Bane, there is Natus. So I don't have an Natus, I'm going to replace that with a Celia. Alright, so we're going to use this as a representation. So hopefully that can give you guys a better idea. So who are we lacking right now? Right, so I see a rank boosted Velter plus 14. I think Velter probably will have much more impact compared to a Rafatia. So I'm sort of torn having 3 supporters or having Velter. So there's 2 options that we can go with this. Alright, so let's say there's a Velter formation. So we try to... Okay, so this is one way that we can go about it. Alright, so we are going with something like a, Galania to Natus. Okay, so and then Natus charging up. So we have Veronia buffing Alec. Alec going in first, followed by Christina afterwards. Christina do have Galania's buff right here. So that is pretty cool. Okay, so that means we're gonna have a lot of versatility right there. And then going in with Seto, I guess we can go with Bane first, right here. Alright, 6, 7. Yeah, probably after Natus should be Velter first. So Natus, Velter charging up, and then 4. So 5, 6. So I would go like 7, 8, 9, and just put a Benchina last. So something like this should be doable and should be usable. And feel free to try this if you guys have these units, if you guys happen to have Alec, and then you have Christina. And if you think that you're encountering more DPS lane in the bottom or in the top, sorry. So in this case, just swap the positions around. And yeah, it's interchangeable. So make sure you guys know that the enemy that you're facing in your current arena tier, alright, Platinum, Diamond, etc. Like most enemies are using top lane DPS or bottom lane DPS and try to counter accordingly. So if we don't use Velter right here, we can also use a Rafatia, something like this. Now the same thing, just put Rafatia first and then you just go with 2 as Galania. So Rafatia will be buffing Galania, Galania to 3, 4, 5, Alec going first, Christina, Bane, Seto afterwards, and Benchina last. So this could be also an option. Alright, so I would prefer Velter, to be honest. I feel like having 3 supporters won't really impact that much, but I'm not familiar with the lower tier meta. So let me know what you guys think between this option or the first option where we replace Rafatia with Velter, because Galania is so good. Now Rafatia, the reason why I'm replacing Rafatia is not because she is weak, she is still really strong. But having 3 supporters, number 1, you lack the defensive power. Number 2, their buffs can be nullified. And in the current meta, where you have all these nullifying units like Velter and Memonair, I do think it's a bit risky. Alright, so moving on to the next one. Okay, so next up, I will help this Hyoka guy. Any forms Diamond 2-1 in global. What do you mean by global? America server? Galania max rank boosted? What the hell? Yo, how are you in Diamond 1? You have Galania, you shouldn't be in Diamond 1. If you can abuse her correctly, you deserve Insta fight. And this is like max rank boosted. Alright, she's going to be a must for sure. So we only take Rafatia and Galania. For your case, you don't have CLR build. You don't have Veronia. Lulu in 2020? Come on. Alright. You have Livia as well. Okay, you have Livia, you have Velter. That settles a lot of things. Mamone, max rank boosted already. Grand, okay. Yes, this guy is stacked. How is he Diamond 1? Scarlet rank boosted, Pop. Okay, I can see the issue right here. You don't have good warriors. Lyudmila. Okay, that's going to be interesting. It's probably going to be the best thing that we have, right? Lyudmila and Vals is going to be something that we'll have to take advantage of. Alright, so let's help Hyoka then. Alright, so we have Velter right here. So Velter, we also have Livia. Pretty sure this Livia is gonna play an important role moving forward. Alright, so let Livia go first. Okay, so if there's formations that still run those bait Livia, your Vals, like bait Livia into Seto, counter, etc, your Vals is supposed to help you with that. Alright, let Galania buff Livia first. Let Galania buff Livia. I think that's gonna be really helpful. Okay, this guy does have Lyudmila and Vals. Okay, how do we do this? Lyudmila is there, right? Vals is there as well. Okay, so looking at the forms, I think this is the best that I can come up with. Okay, so ideally Galania buffing Livia first. Lyudmila is plus 15 on this guy. And I know Lyudmila is not really good in the meta right now. And Galania's buff, Refitia's buff is not going to provide Lyudmila much. She doesn't have stats securing immunity. And that's probably her weakest issue to try to take care of anyone if there's Celia or even Livia in the range. So that can be quite annoying. But again, she is probably the best, warrior that you have. So I'm gonna go with her first. You can either go for Lyudmila first, or you can go for Christina first, whichever that you think is gonna be more beneficial to you. So I think going Christina first might be safer most of the time. So I know this is kind of a weird positioning, but here's what I would do, right? Looking at your Grand plus 10, you do have Refitia plus 12. So we can take advantage of that, but I'm not sure if you encounter a lot of Yuri in your form, and if you do, this can be a bit risky, but if you don't, alright, I'm not sure, again, the Platinum or Diamond. But one thing that you can try is let your Grand go first, and Grand with Galania's buff is really, really strong. We can go with 1, 2, alright, and then put Belter 3, and then 4, and then we're gonna go with 5. Let Grand be the first one to go, and that's what I've been using earlier this week to basically get up to Grandmaster, Grand going first, and then Christina going after, alright, and then let 7, 8, and let Vals to go last. The reason why Vals last is because your Vals is plus 10, so she might lack the firepower to be able to get rid of enemies. So hopefully this will stack as much graves as possible on the enemy side to basically increase her firepower, right? So this could be a way that you can do it, and hopefully you can try this out and let me know how it goes. Now one more way of doing this is if you don't want Grand to be the first one to go, and if you are really scared or skeptical of enemies Yuri coming in and hit a cross tile, for example, it can be really risky, I understand that. So what you can do is you can use the same form, but you can link Refitia to Galania, alright, Galania to Livia. So something like this. I'm not sure if I want to recommend putting Galania here. This would seem really, really good because Velter and Mamone can receive the buff, but it's really risky if enemy has a Vals and she can come in and hit the back, so that's quite a lot of units that will get hit really, really hard. But you can try either one of these position. This seems okay, it seems fine. Alright, 1 to 2, and then Galania will be buffing Livia, Velter, followed by Christina is the first one to go. So let Christina go first, let Grand go after, Lyudmila, 8, 9. So this could be a thing that you can go. I don't think it's going to matter much because this is going to be your offensive formation, alright, that you're going to focus on attacking. So positioning her right here may seem risky for the enemy Vals, but again, you are going first. Most likely your Christina is going to be able to hit a couple of units. Give this a try. And yeah, hopefully that sums it up. I hope that you guys have a much better idea in how you can build your form. And I will try to update you guys, and hopefully these players that ask for help over in my Discord will update me as well and tell me how this works out for them. So if they don't, then I won't know if this is a good form or not, because again, number 1 is on America server, number 2, I'm not familiar on what's happening in Platinum or Diamond, alright, unless I have another account that's happened to be right there. So I need to know what's the meta right there, and certain units might still be strong right there, and I know Galania is not really used much there, based on the recent Galania video that I've made. Alright guys, so yeah, unfortunately I don't own any of these accounts, so we'll have to wait for the players to actually respond back to me. So I can only come up with like theory stuff and hopefully that this works, but at the end of the day, in the actual application, if it's going to be really, really good or really, really bad. So yeah, hopefully I'll make an update on this video. And yes, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully this will help you guys out to have a rough idea on how you can build your units based on the units that you have, on how to arrange your formation around. Alright, as always, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.